Everybody involved, including their players, their bench, their staff, as well as our players and staff. Obviously at 3-1 we were very comfortable, I thought, in control of the match. Unfortunately getting injured to the goalkeeper, which allows them to get back into the game. At 3-2 you always knew there was another twist in the game. It looked like it might have been a draw, but I think our players have always had the same spirit as me and our staff, never say die, and we fight to the end. Just like our fans, like Hong Kong in general, unbelievable spirit, and I think it was our will to win that gets us over the line and gets us the 3 points. Just desire, I think what's at stake, we're desperate to qualify for the Asia Cup. We were aware that obviously India and Singapore drew. If we win this game it puts us in the box seat. Me personally at 3-3 I thought, fair enough, not a disaster, we've not lost, we get a point, we go home. It just means that we might have to go the whole distance before we get it over and finished. But now we have a chance to possibly get 2 more big results, and then maybe we get a chance not to be able to go to India and have a little bit of a rest. Let's see. No, not at all. Obviously, we all come here as coaches with game plans. We knew the strengths of Bangladesh. We knew what we had to do. We knew we'd have to defend at times. We knew that the fullback bombs on a little bit, so we picked a more of a defensive kind of play, if you like. And we also knew that Rafa, as well as he's been doing in the Chinese Super League, that because he's so high intensity, because he has so much explosive power, that it's very rare that he lasts the full 90 minutes at the tempo he plays. So he was always a kind of a secret weapon from the bench. I thought he might come on and score 1 or 2, but I didn't think he'd get a hat-trick, and we're still trying to find a match ball for him. No, to be honest, when Bangladesh scored, I didn't think we were going to lose the game. I always had confidence in that we would score. We've got some good match winners in our side. People like Everton, Matt Orr. Obviously Rafa comes on from the bench. Jesse can score a goal, we can score from a set piece, which we did. So I didn't feel under pressure at 1-0, and obviously getting to 3-1, you think it's quite comfortable, but goals change games, of course. Once you concede 1 with your crowd, at 3-2 there's always going to be a few edgy moments. We get an injury as well to a goalkeeper, which doesn't help. We have to make unforced substitutions through injuries, which always doesn't help. We lost a centre-back for 5 minutes for a cut to his eye. So, many factors in the games can give the home side impetus to go and get goals, which is what happened. I thought we deserved to win. You may not feel that because you scored so late, but sometimes I feel you get what you deserve, and I still believe we deserve to win. No, I mean, obviously we worked on set pieces, we worked at keeping the ball alive in the box. We've worked at wide players getting inside the box to give a goal threat. Everton scores 1, our opposite wide player scores 3. So I think our game plan kind of worked. We're not going to criticise Bangladesh because we've obviously got to play them in 4 or 5 days, and you've got to respect the opponents. I'm sure they're going to come to Hong Kong and give us another tough game. So we have to be, like we said yesterday, we have to be at our maximum, we have to be at our best to get results, and that won't change when we're at home. I think obviously if you concede 4 goals, I haven't watched them back on the video, most goals are made by mistakes. You look at your goals, our second goal was a mistake from our goalkeeper. Our first goal was a mistake from our communication, it was an own goal. Maybe our back line was a little bit deep, so there's always mistakes that leads to goals, 9 times out of 10. Very rarely do you see Maradona dribble past 5 England defenders and put it in the back of the net. So, it's not for me to criticise their team, all I do is concentrate on mine, and we have to eliminate our own mistakes, and hopefully we do that when we go home. We knew it was going to be difficult. The crowd, 22,000 sold out, very passionate crowd, very loud. It's always an occasion for our players to manage. But like we've spoke about before, little factors in the game with injuries and the injury to our goalkeeper, stoppages, letting you back in by giving you a goal at 3-2. That's always going to make us be a little bit on the back foot. So it was tighter than we would have liked. But to be honest, any win away from home is great. Scoring 4 goals away from home is great. And we're just happy that we've got 3 points. I think we just needed to be a little bit more compact. We had to concede a little bit of possession, a little bit of territory. Obviously Bangladesh had 2 centre-backs, 2 centre midfielders and 2 number 10s, if you like. So they were causing us problems, 4 midfielders. They were finding the spaces, they were making it difficult for us. So we had to adjust our tactics a little bit, make sure we're more compact. But we always said at half-time that if we're compact and we don't concede, we'll get chances and we'll score goals. And that's what happened. But what we didn't want to do is obviously concede 3. Which made it more difficult, but we had to applaud Bangladesh for their tactics. They were playing good football and they caused us quite a lot of problems.